Now, Sports Talk with Broads. Here's Hunter Brody.
What is going on, everyone? Obviously, Carson Wentz is going to be a hot discussion this week, coming off of the bad loss against the Patriots. And let's be real, when you are the franchise quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles, no matter who you are, no matter how well you played or how bad you played, you are going to get talked about. So I want to look at Carson Wentz and the way he is viewed by the fans. Before we do this, though, do not forget about the promo code BROADS that you can use at SeatGeek's checkout page for $20 off of your total purchase. So you get $20 off of your tickets. You get to go to the game, be entertained, use that money on parking, beer, food. It makes total sense to use the promo code BROADS today when getting tickets. I believe that the NFL is year to year. The Patriots can't be in this discussion because it makes no sense what they have been doing for so long. But the NFL is year to year. A team that's great this year can be bad next year. A team that was bad last year can be good this year. And I also believe that that goes with players as well, which makes sense because if the players aren't playing as well, then their record's not going to be as good. But for someone like Carson Wentz, we saw him thrive in 2017, and he's having a down season this year. I'm not going to make excuses for him. He wasn't good enough in New England. And overall, it's not like he has been absolutely fantastic. He's not the 2017 version of himself. But I don't think that means we are screwed as a franchise. We have a dumpster fire team for the future because of the money we spent on Carson Wentz. The contract thing is laughable. If you believe he's the guy, which was the right decision on paying the man, you pay him that contract. Every quarterback that gets signed from this point on will be the highest paid quarterback. That's just the nature of how much money the NFL is making and how much power these players have. Every contract signed is now the highest paid. So to look at him and say, well, he's getting paid this much money compared to everyone else, he needs to step up, he needs to do this. I don't like the argument of the contract. Everyone signs a new contract and it's the highest paid. So that argument to me is kind of dumb. Does he need to step up and make plays? Absolutely. Now, this issue with the personnel, it's a problem. It's not an excuse. This is the thing. It's reality. It's actually a problem. You can say all you want that Carson Wentz needs to make these players step up. That's all great from an outsider's perspective, screaming, well, Carson Wentz needs to make Jordan Matthews catch it and make Mac Hollins get open and make Nelson Aguilar just serviceable. That's so easy to sit here and say and demand it. But that's not reality. He can't control what the other people do. Now, he missed throws. I'm not defending Carson to the extreme of saying he needs to be better. He needs to be better. I'm not defending him completely. He missed wide open throws, low to the ground, high. He missed a ton. I did not like the way he played. But I'm thinking more of the future of him and thinking that it's going to be okay. If you have a quarterback that's not in the elite category, it doesn't mean you're set up for failure. Is Carson Wentz elite? No, he's not Tom Brady. He's not Drew Brees. He's not Aaron Rodgers. Here's the thing, though. With those quarterbacks, and once again, Tom Brady and the Patriots, their numbers are so skewed, it's ridiculous. Drew Brees, he hasn't had elite seasons every single year. Sean Payton almost got fired 2 seasons ago, and then they pick it up and they figure it out. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers haven't been in the Super Bowl every single year. Am I missing something? Well, and if you want to argue that he's injured, well, then that defends Carson Wentz even more, because that shows that quarterbacks get injured in this league, no matter how talented you are. If you're not in the elite category, which is so rare to find, it doesn't mean you start over. You can be successful with a quarterback that's not in the elite category. If you have a very good quarterback who can be successful with the proper personnel around him, then you're still in good shape as an organization. And that's where I think the mindset is so wrong, that because he's not elite, because he's not at the top of the league, well, we messed up, we shouldn't have signed him, let's trade him, let's start over. Like, really? Do you know how long of a process it is to get rid of Carson Wentz, trade him away, try and get a new guy, develop that new guy? We actually have a quarterback who isn't playing up to where he can play, and he knows that, but that doesn't mean we're screwed for the rest of his time here in Philadelphia. Teams and players are year to year. So I've seen him thrive. And if you want to use, this is his, fourth season? And in the first season, which was his rookie season, it wasn't the prettiest, but you saw some great plays out of him, which left you feeling optimistic. You saw the 2017 run, which everyone seems to forget that without him, there was no Super Bowl. He did win 11 games in his 13-game season before he got injured. And then last year, playing with the back injury, he wasn't sharp. Nick Foles stepped in, and then the fan base goes crazy once again. So you're going to use the example that, well, this is 3 seasons now. He hasn't been playing, or 3 seasons of playing bad, 1 season of playing well. What would that tell you? And that's a fair argument. I can't see the future. I don't know if he is the guy or not. But I believe that he's not in the elite category. He's in the above average quarterback. And that's okay to be in. That's an okay category to be in. Quarterbacks make mistakes. That's reality. Aaron Rodgers against the Eagles missed a wide open touchdown and threw an interception. He did. The Eagles won because Aaron Rodgers made a mistake late in the game, late in the fourth quarter, and threw an interception when there was someone standing wide open in the end zone. Quarterbacks make mistakes. No quarterback is flawless. Carson Wentz is going through a learning curve right now. He's going through a tough stretch. I don't know if Carson Wentz is the guy that will elevate these receivers to be elite and get open and make plays. If he's not that doesn't mean you're screwed forever. Those type of players, Russell Wilson, throw him in that category. Those type of players are so rare to find. You don't just move on from people because they're not in that section of the best quarterbacks in the league. You can't do it that way. Matthew Stafford. Now, he's in a dumpster fire organization, and that goes a long way. That can't not be factored in. If we have a better Matthew Stafford, which I believe Carson Wentz is that, and he's your quarterback for 10 years, I don't think the organization is in that bad of a spot. And I feel like that's realistic. So if you can have a Matthew Stafford as your floor, and you can have an MVP type season as your ceiling, are the Eagles in a terrible spot for the future? The Lions are abysmal internally. They don't know how to do anything right. So that does go a long way with the success of Matthew Stafford and that team. Individually, statistic-wise, Matthew Stafford has some fantastic numbers. I just think the Lions have no clue what they're doing as a whole, and that really does affect how we view Matthew Stafford. And the fact that he went number 1 overall and all of that and no playoff wins. But once again, I mean, you got to have proper structure involved from the upper management down to be able to have success in this league, and they just don't have that. It's not lowering expectations. It would be nonsense to think that Carson Wentz can do that every single season, 2017. Like, every single season. But I think his game would be completely different if there were serviceable players on the field. It wouldn't be as harsh. It wouldn't be as brutal. He's holding on to the football long. But if you watch the All-22... One, the right side of the line got abused, and he really didn't have as much time as he should have at certain moments. I'm not saying there weren't times where he did not hold on to the football too long, because there were opportunities where he could have gotten rid of it or spiked it or whatever the case may be, and he did not do that. When I say spike it, I mean more of learning from Tom Brady, getting it away, and finding a way to live a new down. He doesn't have that motor. He always wants to make the big play, which needs to get addressed. But these receivers are not getting open. And it is a different type of game out there if they are. Oh, you got to throw them open. Once again, that's so easy to say, right? Throw them open. Well, if you throw the ball to get them open, they don't get open, and it gets picked off, are you going to be saying, well, at least he tried to throw them open like I stated him to do? No, you start screaming at Carson Wentz for throwing the interception. So it's not as easy as throw him open. The point of this is, he might not be elite. And that's okay. That's okay to not be elite. You can be a successful organization with an above average quarterback if you have the right personnel surrounding him. And then that's what the discussion is. How do we build the proper personnel around him? Because this isn't it. How many quarterbacks are bringing teams with this roster to the Super Bowl offensively? I hate to break it to you, not many. Aaron Rodgers has not brought these teams to Super Bowls. He hasn't. It matters. Talent matters. I don't think coaching has even been great either in terms of play calling and scheming up things and coming up with a game plan heading into the game. That matters. There's so much more that matters than just quarterback play. It is a very important thing. It's up there. It's up there. But it's not everything. It's the easiest point to focus on. It's the easiest conversation to have. It's the easiest target. But there's so much that goes into it. And I don't believe the Eagles are hurt by having Carson Wentz for the future, as long as there's something surrounding them and surrounding him that can benefit him. You can win playoff games. You can make playoff runs with an above-average quarterback if everyone else steps up and plays their part. If the head coach is phenomenal. If the head coach is locked in and game planning right. If wide receivers are there. If the running back can find holes correctly. If the offensive line is really creating gaps and holding up Carson Wentz. It's not time to give up on him. It's frustrating. The big Super Bowl hype that we had before the season, it's not there anymore. Expectations have been lowered with this season, so fans are disgusted. It's so hard to win a Super Bowl, though. It's so damn hard to do what the Patriots do every single year. We're talking about how the Patriots aren't even good. They're 9-1. They're 9-1. And we talk about how, they're beatable. They just continue to do it. I don't understand. But what they do makes no sense. Take a look around this league at teams who have won the Super Bowl outside of them. Seattle had the closest thing to it. And they won one. Should have won two, but they won one. Falcons can't get back. The Broncos won one. That's it. Panthers got there. Look what happened. The Rams got there last season. Look at them now. It's so brutally hard to do it. It's no excuse to not get there. It's no excuse for Carson Wentz to be missing open throws at times and to not be playing the top of his game. But I believe because of 2017, the expectations of Carson Wentz is to be insanely elite. I don't know if he's insanely elite. To me, I don't think he is insanely elite. That could be his ceiling in a season. I don't think that's going to be his entire career. But the Eagles aren't screwed if they have a quarterback who can thrive with the correct personnel. And this quarterback can do well with the right personnel. Can he succeed with bad personnel? Maybe not. But is that his fault? Is that his fault? Or do you look at Howie Roseman then? There's so many ways to look at this other than Carson Wentz stinks. He's not the guy. I can't believe we signed him. Look how poorly he played against New England. Quarterbacks have bad games. He's not having the best season. I'm not defending that. Once again, I'm looking for a big picture here. Carson Wentz. He is a quarterback that can help you make playoff runs if the roster is built correctly. And I don't think that that's a bad place to be as an organization. That's how I see it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.